Hello guys, NautoAis here, and this will be a quick follow-up on my thoughts about WWE versus AEW. And of course, I'm just gonna say this: just love wrestling, just for love of wrestling. If you don't like a particular promotion, just ignore it rather than complain to some extent. I mean, if you're voicing your concern, giving your critical opinion, that's fine. But I see some people are just being pessimistic, and to some extent for the IWC, it is getting tiring to some extent. I'm seeing a lot of people who are just tired. Like, can we just enjoy wrestling? Just like video games, you just enjoy playing video game without console war. The same goes with this one. Can we just talk about wrestling without promotional war? But it is what it is there. I want to give my quick thoughts about Dauhausen going to WWE. Yes, I heard about this guy on the internet when I started following AEW because they're more focused on real wrestling versus general wrestling with WWE. But it is what it is there. So he went to WWE. If you watch the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view or PLE or whatever you call it, ESPN exclusive, well, let's just say that it wasn't really that interesting, but at the same time, it's not really boring. But again, there must be something happening behind the scene that WWE is not, they don't have the quality they used to. Maybe it is something to do with man, not touching that. Of course, you heard the news that Road Dogg basically left WWE due to, well, his evaluation was so poor that he just said, you know what? If I can't really contribute with WWE, I'm out of here, whatever. So that's a different story there. Then Housing being in WWE. So a lot of people, even myself, kind of figure why he was in WWE. And yeah, it's sort of confirmed. I mean, Dave Metzler's the one that kind of broke the news. I mean, you know him. The IWC are not a fan of him, but that's beside the point. He was vouched by CM Punk, and if you didn't know, I think even before AEW, that Dauhausen and CM Punk are very close friends. You've seen them on YouTube, you've seen them on social media. They are close friends. So my guess is that the minute CM Punk got fired at AEW, left, whatever, I think that some of the people who supported CM Punk were just like, hey, look, you know what? We're not having fun. It's kind of uncomfortable. I don't have CM Punk here in AEW. I mean, kind of weird. I mean, it was the same case with Ricky Stark, Ricky Saint, whatever. The minute Cody Rhodes left, the minute CM Punk left, it felt like, well, I don't really fit here anymore because the people I looked up to left. So, you know, it is what it is. Potato, potato, that's up to them. That's their business. If they want to go to WWE, that's the prerogative. If a WWE wrestler wants to go to AEW, vice versa, whatever, that's their business. It's not mine. So, Tommaso Ciampa going to AEW, that's his choice. Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobb, Danhausen, Jade Cargill, Ricky Stark, whatever. If they want to go to WWE, that's their business. You might not like it, I might not like it, whatever, but it's not my business. The same goes with Danhausen. He didn't really, to some extent, I guess, fit to the story with AEW the minute CM Punk left. I mean, granted, he got injured a lot. So push came to shove after his contract was up. Yeah, no surprise that he did go to WWE. Was he going to go there? I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, here's another R-Truth. I mean, whether you like it or not. He's sort of a comedian wrestler. He'll keep you entertained. And yes, like it or not, his shirt sold well in WWE. So the same goes with AEW, believe it or not. For whatever reason, his merch does make a lot of money. I mean, hey, credit where credit's due. Just saying there. So my thoughts about him going to WWE, I'm not really surprised that if it is true that CM Punk is the one that vouched for him. That's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Good thing is, well, you got connection, they give you a chance, don't blow it. Because there have been times when they recommend someone and then it didn't really work. I mean, it is what it is. So there's a gray area about doing that, but again, that's a different story there. At the same time, the bad thing about it is, a lot of people kind of see it, I hate to go here, is sort of to some extent, a Nepo hire. For people who don't know what that means, you're being hired not because of your skill or your stature. It's more of, I'm related to someone, I have a connection with someone. Case in point with this one is CM Punk. What can you do? Again, he's a good wrestler. Well, I mean, he got skill. So wrestlers are wrestler. Wrestling-wise skill, from what I understand, a lot of people say, it's just mid, but it's not bad, but he can hold his own. Top tier, popularity, no, I mean, you can see it in the Elimination Chamber that a lot of people were confused, like, who's this guy? Because again, WWE audience are not the same as AEW audience, because AEW audience are like real wrestling audience who follow the indie scene behind the scenes. WWE is just your general, like, I know what a WWE, I know what a Nintendo, I know what a Sega, Coke, Pepsi to some extent, meaning brand expansion, well-known brand, the general consumer will know. So that's why. So they might say, who's this Danhausen? You have to do a research. Because I had to do research for certain wrestler. Like, oh, I get it now. Before that, I'm like, who's Daniel Bryan? Who's AJ Styles? Who's X, Y, and Z? Like, oh, now I get it. They have more repertoire than I know. Because again, WWE is just generalization of wrestling fans. That's it. AEW to some extent are the hardcore, the people who follow wrestling through and through. So there you go. Like I said, it is what it is. Congrats to Danhausen being in WWE. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to be entertaining. Is he going to be wrestling, or is he just going to be backstage just, being Danhausen? I mean, he's doing Danhausen thing that he did in AEW, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, so a lot of people did believe his hired was an Nepo hire. I hate to say it, I don't want to go there. He was hired because CM Punk vouched for him. That means CM Punk kind of believe, not just because he's a good friend, but he believes in his skill. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Just have to wait. So I want to give more additional info about my thoughts about Danhausen going to WWE. And yes, a disclaimer, the previous recording there, it was basically after Chamber Elimination. That's it. So nothing more about it until now. For me still, I kind of feel like, why is he in WWE? Does he really fit in? Well, after a couple of weeks him being in WWE, well, I hate to say it, it's sort of entertaining in WWE. I mean, not my cup of tea, but a lot of the WWE fans are starting to connect to accept Danhausen being WWE as an entertainer. I mean, WWE is like an entertainment sports. It is what it is. I mean, that's always been his spiel in AEW, but to some extent, either the AEW environment just wasn't working for it, and then with the WWE, makes more sense. And like I said before, and I said it again, a lot of people do believe that Danhausen, the reason he was in WWE is CM Punk. Whether you like it or not, possibly true. I know some people said it's not, and I hate to go here. It is a Nepo hire that CM Punk vouched Dauhausen to be in WWE to the WWE executive. Like they said it was 50-50. Some of them said they have no problem with Danhausen being WWE. Or some said, why would we hire this guy? But look at it. His shirt's selling. Every time he's in TV, people are entertained. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. And heck, he did wrestle. He wrestled Kit Wilson. I mean, it's corny entertainment, but it's wrestling. It's supposed to be sports entertainment. I know that's like a bad word. But the bottom line is, if the people who watch him are getting entertained and they're getting a laugh, that should be good enough. It is what it is there. So for me still, Danhausen being WWE, yeah, I mean, hey, he needed a job, he needed a gig. CM Punk vouched for him. It makes sense. That's why. And like I said, the minute CM Punk got fired at AEW, left, whatever you decide, I think Danhausen just said, you know what, I don't really feel like being here without CM Punk. So probably that's the reason why he has no interest in AEW. I mean, believe it or not, from what I understand, I could be wrong, that a lot of AEW wrestlers and fans did want Danhausen to be in AEW. That's why he said, okay, fine. If the people want me to be in AEW, I'll try it. But in the long run, I guess it wasn't working for him, just didn't feel it. And like I said, the minute CM Punk got fired, there were some wrestlers who decided maybe WWE is greener than AEW, which is, again, 50-50. You decide. That's what happened. Ricky Stark, Jade Cargill, Miro, Malachi Black, to some extent that, hey, you know what? CM Punk left. He's not happy here, and I don't really fit here anymore without CM Punk. Or heck, Cody Rhodes to some extent. Maybe we'll just go to WWE or go back to WWE. Depends who the wrestlers are. It is what it is there, but to some extent, as of right now, Danhausen being WWE, it's working. He's selling merch. People buying his shirt. So what can you do? He's entertaining. It is what it is there. So there go my thoughts about Danhausen going to WWE. Kind of figured out that, yeah, it has something to do with CM Punk, but they are best friends. They are great friends. They kind of like, they're comments in arm, like you say. There you go. So will it stop with Danhausen? We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe other wrestlers who are very close to CM Punk, you might say, hey, I can vouch for that person, and there you go. We'll just have to wait and see. But again, as for the rest, going to different promotion from their previous promotion, whatever, it's their choice, none of my business. I mean, you don't like it, tough luck. I mean, I've seen people were upset with Ricochet going to AEW. I'm like, kind of weird. I mean, look at Ricochet now. It's more entertaining than in WWE, in my opinion, but that's just me. Anyway, there you go. My thoughts. Danhausen, WWE. Wait and see. With that, I'll see you guys later.